F-100 Flash System Stamp Machines User Guide. Thank you for choosing Flashline microprocessor-controlled flash system stamp machine. This manual includes the information about the installation of the flash system stamp machine, all steps of settings and stamp production process, additionally all the information about stamp materials. All rights are reserved by Matuya Machine Limited Company. Please start with checking 4 units and accessories which must be found in the package: instructions and application CD, power cable, the machine unit, and warranty certificate. Flashline is the state-of-art flash system stamp machine which enables the fastest and highest quality pre-ink stamp production by exposing sensitive to light flash foams. Flash foams and stamp design placed on the exposure area of the machine come to life with the easiest way by Flashline. Plug the grounded power cable given together with the machine in the power inlet at the backside and plug the other end in the 220-volt outlet. Press the switch placed at the back of the machine to turn the power on and see the blue color flashing button is on, which is placed in front of the machine. These are all steps necessary to make the machine ready to use. Flashline flash stamp machines are designed and manufactured according to the CE regulators in order to provide your personal safety. Plug power cord into the grounded outlets, which matches the voltage value indicated on the label placed at the back of the machine. If sudden electrical power surges are likely in your location, it's recommended to use with regulator. Power supply cables should be routed so that they are not likely to be walked on or damaged by items placed against them. Don't overload wall outlets, extension cords or regulators with other devices in order to prevent risk of fire or electrical shock. The machine should be placed on a stable, well-balanced and clean surface. Don't place the machine on an unbalanced surface. The machine should be placed away from the heat sources and other equipment that may generate excessive vibration, dust or moisture. The reparation of the machine must be done by authorized technicians. The electronical structure of the machine is designed to discharge the capacitors automatically when the machine is switched off or unplugged. The machine must be unplugged at least 5 minutes before opening the case for repair. Flashline flash system stamp machine is designed and engineered in a way protecting the operator against electrical shocks and flashing by accidents. All case covers have been grounded and a fuse is placed on the plug socket to prevent electrical leakage. The cover of the exposure area must be properly closed during flashings, since looking directly at flashlight may be harmful for eyes. In order to protect the operator, a sensor is placed on the machine that doesn't allow flashings if cover is open. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Flashline stamp machine has special fan cooling, and there are also vents to allow air circulation at the back of the machine. It's a new dawn. Don't use any attachments not supplied by Matuya with the Flashline stamp machine, as this may cause hazards. Don't put weights on the machine during transportation. Fasten the machine package inside the vessel to avoid impact. Pay attention when carrying the machine as it's made up for sensitive electronic systems. Please avoid placing it inclined or upright position. Stick fragile label on the cartoon. Power adjustment button. There are 5 levels of power adjustment on the machine. You can choose the ideal explosion power level as your flashpad characteristics. Posing number button. It allows you to choose number of flashing lamps explosion for optimum posing. Usually, the best choice is level 3 and 2 times flash explosions. Explosion button. The posing process can be started after entering the required value. Cancellation button. You can cancel the explosion process by escape button. Reset button. You can nullify the values that entered already by reset button. Posing indicator. Indicates the number of explosion made already and the number of posing are left over. Power indicator. Indicates adjusted power level. Charging indicator. Charging status by indication of condensators increasing charging levels. Target charge indicator. Indicates charging status as per the already adjusted condensators required power level. Explosion indicator. Indicates the number of explosion that the machine to explode. Ready for explosion indicator. RDI indication indicates that the condensators are being charged and you can start posing. Total exploded number of flash indicator. Indicates the number of flashes of the machine from the first usage and user cannot reset it. Daily total exploded number of flash indicator. Indicates the total of daily flash numbers and this number can be reset by a user at any time. Use a vectoral software to make a stamp design. Choose the frame size for the stamp which you are going to design from the size template page that you open on your desktop. Prepare and draw the design for the stamp which should not be overlapping the inner red frame. Outside frame is being made in order to place the pad onto the stamp design properly. By erasing inner frame, print out your design from laser printer onto laser estate paper in mirror position with minimum 600 dpi resolution. In single color pre-ink stamp production, pre-cut according to stamp size and framed flash foams with 3 mm thickness are used. Please be sure to clean the glass exposure area with a soft dry paper before starting the posing process. If you make habit of this stage, you always get better results. Print your design on an estate sheet, place it on the exposure area, keeping the printed surface down. Place the flash pad onto your stamp design properly and close the cover. Choose the required power level by power level button. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. It's recommended that power level 3 or 2 should be adjusted. Adjust the number of explosions by flash count button as number 2. Blinking red signals means machine is ready for explosion. Right after red signal, push the enter button to ensure the flash lamps. If you want to cancel, push escape button. If you push enter button before appearing and blinking red button, the flash lamps will not explode. Open the cover after several seconds of last explosion. This waiting time will allow flash pad to cool down a bit as well before removing is placed. Open the cover and take the exposure flash foam out. Place the pre-inked cartridge into the flash stamp mount. Then place the exposed flash foam on the cartridge as reversed and press about 20 seconds by your hand. Then clean the pad surface by napkin and place it on the cartridge and fix the flash foam pad and the cartridge into the stamp mount with the clip. Now your stamp is ready to use. In about 45 minutes, the flash foam absorbs ink from the cartridge completely and becomes ready to make prints continuously. If the single color stamps are used according to user manual instructions, it's possible to make 5000 prints without refilling ink. When the ink is about to finish, open the upper cap, refill the stamp through ink holes and continue to use again and again. Use a vectorial software to make a stamp design. Choose the frame size for the stamp which you are going to design from the size template page that you open your desktop. Prepare and draw the design of the stamp which should not be overlapping the inner red frame. Leave 3 mm space on your design between different colors and place it into the inner frame. Outside frame is being made in order to place the flash foam pad onto the stamp design properly. By erasing inner frame, print out your design from laser printer onto laser estate paper in mirror position with minimum 600 dpi resolution. In multicolor pre-ink stamp production, pre-cut according to stamp size and framed flash foam pads with 7 mm thickness are used. Print your design on an estate sheet, place it on the exposure area, keeping the printed surface down. Place the flash foam pads onto your stamp design and put 5 business cards onto the flash foam pad. After removing the magnetic metal plate from its place, please close the cover properly and lock it. Choose the required power level by power level button. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. It's recommended that power level 2 or 3 should be adjusted. Adjust the number of explosion by flash count button as number 2. Blinking ready signals means machine is ready for explosion. Right after ready signal, push the enter button to ensure the flashing lamps. If you want to cancel, push escape button. If you push enter button before appearing and blinking ready button, the flash lamps will not explode. Open the cover after several seconds of last explosion. This waiting time will allow flash pad to cool down a bit as well before removing its place. After several minutes of last flashing, hold up the cover. This waiting several minutes without moving the post pad will allow a bit to cool down to flash foam pad. You were separating the exposed pad with cutting machine. You also close the color blocks cutting edge surfaces by thermal process so you prevent the leakage of ink. After that, please place the flash foam pads into the ink trays to let them absorb the ink. The ink height in trays after wire mat should not exceed 3 mm in height. Please be sure that the surface with the design of the explode flash pads which is being put onto the ink trays is not smudged. For urgent productions, the ink absorption process time is minimum 15 minutes. For regular daily production, the best ink absorption time is about 20 minutes for the best results. Take out the inked flash foam pads pieces and leave them carefully on an absorber paper for 3 minutes. In this step, your flash foam is ready to be placed into the flash stamp mount. Before placing the flash foam pads into stamp mount, apply special adhesive to the base of the stamp mount and stick the flash foam pads into the stamp mount. Now your flash stamp is ready to use. If the multicolor flash stamps are used according to the user manual instructions, it's possible to make 25,000 prints without refilling ink. Use a vectoral software to make a stamp design. Choose the frame size for the stamp which you are going to design from the size template page that you open your desktop. Prepare and draw the design of the stamp which will not be overlapping in the inner red frame. Outside frame is being made in order to place the flash foam pad onto the stamp design properly. By erasing inner frame, print out your design from laser printer onto laser estate paper in mirror position with minimum 600 dpi resolution. In single and multicolor pre-ink stamp production, pre-cut according to stamp size and framed ready-made flash foam pads with 3mm thickness are used. Please be sure to clean the glass exposure area with a soft dry paper before starting the posing process. If you make habit of this stage, you always get better results. Print your design on an estate sheet, place it onto the exposure area, keeping the printed surface down. Place the flash foam pad onto your stamp design and put 4 business cards onto the flash foam pad and close the cover properly. The aim of placing business cards is to prevent the outlines will be appeared due to flash foam pad's outlines are not being well processed. Placing business cards onto pads is provide some pressure to get the outlines be properly processed and prevent unwanted frame lines at the edge of the flash foam pads. Choose the required power level by power level button. 1, 2, 3 or 5 is recommended that power level. 3 or 2 should be adjusted. Adjust the number of explosion by flash count button as number 2. Blinking ready signals means machine is ready for explosion. Right after ready signal, push the enter button to ensure the flashing lamps. If you want to cancel, push escape button. If you push enter button before appearing and blinking ready button, the flash lamps will not explode. After several minutes of last flashing, hold up the cover. This waiting several minutes without moving the pose pad will allow a bit cooling the flash foam pad. Open the cover and take the exposured flash foam pad out. After that, place the flash foam pads into the ink trays to let them absorb the ink. The ink height in trays after wire mat should not exceed 1.5 mm in height. Please be sure that the surface with the design of explode flash pads which is being put onto the ink trays is at the top. For urgent productions, the ink absorption process time is minimum 15 minutes. For regular daily production, the best ink absorption time is about 15 to 20 minutes for the best results. Absorption time depends on type of ink, process and temperature of environment. Take out the inked flash foam pad pieces and leave them carefully on an absorber paper for 3 minutes. You can repeat it on different papers in order to clean properly the unnecessary ink at the bottom. In this step, your flash foam pad is ready to be placed into the pocket flash stamp mount. Before placing the flash foam pads into the stamp mount, apply special adhesive to the base of the stamp mount and stick the flash foam pads into the stamp mount. Now, your flash stamp is ready to use. If the pocket flash stamps are used according to the user manual instructions, it's possible to make 3000 prints without refilling ink. When the ink is about to finish, by refilling the pad from reverse side through ink holes with maxor flash stamp ink and continue to use again and again. Daily cleaning of the machine must be done by the operator. A soft, quiet, damp, dry duster should be used for cleaning. It's very important to keep the glasses clean and dust-free in exposure area. You can use mild household glass cleaner on the glass. Don't spray the glass cleaners or any other cleaners directly onto the machine. Flashline microprocessor-controlled stamp machines don't require periodical maintenance. The flash lamps used in the machines have 500 hours working lifetime. In case the lamps don't work or work inefficiently, they must be changed by the authorized technicians.